All right, what is going on, everybody? Today, we're going to talk about the 2025 WNBA draft. There has been some alterations, there has been some changes that have happened since the last time I even spoke about the draft. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about some of the top picks. We're going to talk about a bit of the season, try to keep this one short. Short, if you like what I would say, like the video. If you have your own opinion, comment them down below. And if you just like the vibes, consider subscribing. So yeah, like I said, there's been some there's been some changes, and a lot of people's draft boards have just been blown up. They've just been completely altered and completely changed. This was supposed to be one of the better drafts, but it's looking like next year will be that draft, or these years after are going to be better than this one. This one's going to be looked at as one of the not the I never want to say a draft class is bad or a draft class is like not going to be good, but I'm hesitant to say it's gonna stack up to last year's draft. It's just gonna be another WNBA draft where it's just a bunch of players. It's not a lot of talent. Because that's what happens in the WNBA. There's very sparing talent, very sparingly talent that will make a huge impact. The first 2 3 years of their career. It's gonna take time. Um, you just have to stay consistent during that time. Anyways, let's get to some of the alterations that happened, some of the stuff that happened. Some people will be returning to college. Some people um, have not announced if they're going to the WNBA draft yet. They have, this is a pre-recorded video, so they have like, when you guys are seeing this, they have hours, perhaps maybe a day or two, to decide. So let's hop into some names. Um, national champion, reigning national championship winning player. There we go. AZ Fudd announced after they won the championship, I believe, that she will be returning to UConn for her final year. She's going to forego the draft. I think she has one more year of eligibility. Um, this season, she averaged 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Um, so she will be going back to UConn. It was thought maybe she'd enter the draft. I believe the thought process for her was she wants to get one more year under her belt, um, have a full year. Obviously, she was coming off an injury this year, so understandable that she want to go back and play one more year. The next lady, the next woman, is undecided. Flazia Johnson, LSU guard, is undecided. She said after they were bounced from the what was it, the Elite Eight or final, yeah, the Elite Eight, that she was going to take some time to talk it out with her head coach, Kim Mulkey, talk it out with her family. She does have one more year of eligibility, so she could return. My suspicion is that she will return to LSU, considering that this next off season after this season for the WNBA, the collective bargaining agreement expires and they have to agree on a new one. So there'll be a lot of new stipulations and clauses in the new collective bargaining agreement for these women. So I think Flaja is just going to go back to college and she's going to wait, play one more year, and then come into the WNBA with a new um, collective bargaining agreement in place and play next year. That is my assumption for Flaja Johnson. And the next one was a bit of an interesting one. Olivia Miles, formerly of Notre Dame, a guard. She was gonna forego. She is foregoing the WNBA draft this year. She's not returning to Notre Dame. She is transferring, and she's transferring to TCU. Out of all places, she's going. She's going to TCU, man. That sort of shocked me. I literally, when I was preparing this video, I was looking at her stats and everything, and looking for some stories like why she was leaving Notre Dame, And then I see she committed to TCU like 2 days ago, and I didn't hear anything. No, I didn't see anybody talking about it. I saw nothing about this. So she's already going to a new school. She's going to go to TCU next year, I believe, for a final year of eligibility. I'm not the biggest Olivia Miles fan. I like her teammate in Hannah Hidalgo, her former teammate, more than her. I don't see what the big hype about Olivia Miles is. Maybe I will if she's at TCU. Obviously, TCU has a pretty recent record of reviving careers. The coach over there revived Haley Van Lith's career this year, and they made it to the Sweet 16, I believe. So we'll see what she does over there. And yeah, those are the ladies that are foregoing the draft, are not going to the draft this year, probably will go next year, and so on and so forth. Just so we're clear, if Flage does decide to go to the WNBA draft, she averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists this past season for the LSU Tigers. Um, let's hop into some draft stuff here. I was very excited to do this video about maybe 2 months ago. And then once a lot of these girls, a lot of these women dropped out of the draft and they're going to be in next year or the year previous or the year next year, the year after that one, my excitement tampered a little bit. So I'm not going to make this long and drawn out over a draft class that I'm not really that invested in anymore. But I will still give you guys the news and I will still give you guys the my opinions and stuff. And I'm going to be completely honest. A lot of these players that are in the top 10, some of them have not played college basketball. So I have not seen them. I do not know what they can do. Um, and I'm not going to give a BS opinion off of, was this, a 3 sentence paragraph that I could read. So I'm not going to bullshit you guys. I'm going to tell you if I know who they are, and I'm going to tell you if I don't know who they are. And rest assured, there will be some butchering of names. I'm notorious for butchering names. So I'm not gonna hit every one of these, but obviously we're gonna talk about the big ones and some. I have 2 mock drafts pulled up, one from Bleacher Report and one from ESPN. So let's hit the ESPN one first. The unanimous #1 overall pick, um, national champion, um, a lot of college accolades. Dallas Wings have the first pick for those who do not know. Um, UConn Husky point guard Paige Beckers going to Dallas. Um, I'm not gonna say I don't like this pick. This is the obvious pick. You take this pick every time. My concern with Paige, especially what you saw in the tournament, was I fear that Paige is too much of a jack of all trades. Um, her senior season, she averaged 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Right? She can score the ball. Right? It's not that I hate when pro players say, "Oh well, I wouldn't let that shot happen in my league," or "You're gonna get hit on the screen," and this and that and all this stuff. If a player's good enough, they're gonna get it. It might not be the first game, might not be the second game, might be the third game. About halfway through a season, you can tell if a player's actually struggling and they need to change their game up a little bit, or if they're just a rookie and they're making their mistakes. Um, I feel Paige is going to have to pick a thing to focus on in her first season, whether she's going to score or assist or rebound. I think she could be, if she put her mind to it, she could be a double double machine in the sense of points and assists. You're going to be on a bad Dallas team. You're going to have to share the backcourt with um, Arike Gumbawale. I think it's going to be a rough first season for her, but this is the obvious pick. You make this pick. The beginning of their season for the Dallas Wings, I was having this conversation with somebody a couple days ago. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. The first couple games, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games right that are pretty easy against rebuilding teams or other teams that are not so good. Um, you do play the Minnesota Lynx, who went to the WNBA finals. They're pretty much the same team. And then you start running into Chicago, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Las Vegas. Um, and you get a little bit of a break, and then you run into Indiana, and then Phoenix back to back, Chicago, Indiana, Las Vegas, so on and so forth. So it's going to be a very interesting watch to see how she adjusts. She's going to have a couple games to get some reps under her belt, but rest assured and be wary. She might have some bad games in from I think from May all the way till the end of July. There might be some stinkers in there, or she could blow us all away and just be pro ready. I'm not going to doubt that, but that's something to watch out for. Second pick. Oh, here we go. We're going to butcher a name here. Dominique Mongola, center from France. This is who ESPN has as their second pick, going to the Seattle Storm. She's 6'6". I have no reference on this. It looks like she can average a double double, and that looks pretty good for the Seattle Storm. Now, this one I do know. This one I was very surprised by. Number 3, Washington Mystics picking Kiki Afrane. Ifrane? Is that I? Afrane? We're gonna say Afrane. Let's call it Kiki. Kiki, power forward. I was very impressed with her in the tournament a couple weeks ago. I did not know who she was. I knew the name. I just didn't. I'd never really seen her play in the USC games that I watched before the tournament. I didn't really. She didn't really pop off the page to me, but 18-point scorer, 8 rebounds. She's 6'3". She's a power forward. I think this is a pretty good pick for the Washington Mystics, considering they can fully go into a rebuild now. Elena Deladon, one of their all-time, if not the all-time great for the Washington Mystics, retired a couple weeks, maybe a week ago at this point. So they're going to go on a full rebuild, and this is a good start. Start with a good power forward. Speaking of Notre Dame, a couple moments ago, Sonia Citron, the Washington Mystics have back-to-back picks, and they'll be taking a guard. ESPN hasn't taken a guard here. Sure. I mean, keep the rebuild alive. I mean, what's a better combination to start a rebuild with than a point guard, than a guard and a big? That's the best way to start a rebuild, in my opinion. Um, the newly established Golden State Valkyries taking Anish Morrow from the LSU Tigers. She's another girl in the tournament that I was very impressed with. I will say, I'm not the biggest LSU fan, and I wanted them to lose. Every time I picked them to lose, Anish Morrow would show up with a little something. It wasn't nothing crazy, but she would show up. She's a great rebounder, 13 a game. Her points came fairly easily at the collegiate level. I'm not sure if she can get close to 18 in the WNBA, considering she's a 6'1" small forward. I don't think she's playing small forward in the WNBA. You might have to bring her down a position to get her comfortable and then push her back up as she gets further into her career. But I think she's very good. She impressed me a lot when she was an LSU Tiger. Again, the Washington Mystics, they have a lot of picks. They have a lot of picks. They have them taking with the sixth pick, Shania Sellers. I saw a couple games of her at Maryland. I'm gonna be real. I really wasn't that impressed. But she's a pretty decent defender. I don't I don't see the thing about the WNBA is like the positions are so skewed because of the size. So they have her as a 6'2" point guard. 6'2" is a good size for point guard in the WNBA. My only concern would be that she's only a 3-and-D threat. And if I have to take the sixth pick to just be a 3-and-D threat, I might not want to do that. I mean, she's going to have the time to develop, which is good on the Mystics. And she shot a career high best 40% from three. Um, but only 14 points, 3 rebounds, four assists for a sixth pick. See, this is what I'm talking about. Some people got bumped up to where they should be, and you're like, with the sixth pick, really? Um, oh Lord, I'm not even gonna try to say that one. Um, Civica? It's Slovenian. I cannot. I'm not Luka Doncic. I cannot speak Slovenian. I know nothing about her, so I'm not gonna say anything positive or negative. They're taking her with the seventh pick. Um, oh man, that's weird. Connecticut Sun with the eighth pick as well, taking Azia James from NC State, 5'9" shooting guard. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking. Why? Why? The WNBA is so weird to me because like, why is the person that's 6'2" is the point guard, but this person at 5'9" is the shooting guard? I would literally just flip them. I would flip them every night, depending on the matchup. It's just so weird they have them listed. It just list them as guard or forward. Like it's so like make it more unambiguous because me drafting a 5'9" shooting guard is sort of eh. But she did average 17 points. I didn't watch them. I didn't watch her a lot this season. I'm gonna be honest with you. 17 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Reliable 3-point shooter. Sure. Why not Connecticut? Why not? Now this one's very interesting to me. This one is very interesting to me. At the ninth pick, the Los Angeles Sparks, ESPN has them taking Georgia? Georgia? Oh my god. It's getting so bad now. I can't read names. uh, Georgia Amore, 5'6" point guard. What are we doing? Oh my god, what are we doing here? I didn't realize. Oh, jeez. Okay, 5'6" point guard. Okay, sure. 19 points a game, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. Playing in the SEC, career high, 36 minutes a game. Um, yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. Right. Let me actually pull this up real quick. My biggest my biggest problem. Oh, not my biggest problem. The hardest thing for me to judge in the WNBA, especially looking at players and looking at draft positioning, is if height matters enough. Um, being 5'6" as a point guard, right? Commendable that she was able to do it in college, right? 19 points a game. It is very hard to keep somebody of that height on the floor, especially when you have a great player in Kelsey Plum, who is a Los Angeles Sparks now, same team. Hope to be the same team, right? You would project them to be the same team. 5'8", 3-time All Star, 2-time WNBA champion, All Star Game MVP, sixth Woman of the Year, right? It's hard to keep her on the floor. If I'm the Sparks, I am not taking another. I am not taking a 5'6" player to play in the backcourt at times with Kelsey Plum. I'm not doing it. I can't get behind that. I just can't. I just can't get behind that. That's crazy to me. That's a crazy thing to do. That's crazy. Oh wow. um, and we'll stop here at the 10th pick because I want to do the I want to look at the Bleacher Report one as well. Um, Sanaya Frayne, yeah, Fragine, South Carolina women's team, 5'3" power forward, 5'3", 5'6" power forward. Um, my only concern would be um, Chicago's gonna have a lot of bigs and not a lot of guards, and I would try to get a guard, even if it's just to develop them, take a risk on one. You could say it's insurance for Angel Reese and Cardoso. I like that school of thought. Obviously, South Carolina produced some really good um, centers and forwards. Camila Cardoso being the latest one. Um, I don't see a problem with this pick. I would just take a guard personally. That's my only thing. Let's jump into this Bleacher Report one. Let me see if there are any differences. I know there's a big difference here because I saw it earlier when I was looking through this article. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, it's pretty much the same so far. And then when we get to around, oh yeah, here it is, around 9 and 10. Yeah, okay. So Bleacher Report has the Los Angeles Sparks taking Sanaya Rivers from NC State. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, does it have her height here? It should have her height, right? See this. This is better. This is better. I like this pick for the Sparks a lot better. She's 6'1", 12 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal a game. She's almost classified as a wing. But if I have Kelsey Plum in the backcourt, I would love to run her with Kelsey Plum. And Kelsey Plum is a halfway decent defender at times, but you need somebody else in the backcourt who can take some of that responsibility off her. And I'm not saying a rookie is going to be able to do that right off the jump, but give her a season, give her like half a season, a full season. I like what I saw from Sanaya Rivers um, this season in college. I think that'd be a great, great compliment in the backcourt for Kelsey Plum. And then and then 10, a huge changeup. And this is my thing about the size as well. Um, Bleacher Report has the Chicago Sky taking with the number 10 pick, Haley Van Lith from TCU. Personally, this is just a personal thing. And I think a lot of people agree with me here. Um, I don't think Haley Van Lith's a WNBA talent. I think somebody is going to take a gamble on her. Has she made a decision to go? She might. I think she made a decision to at least put her hat in the race. But I don't. The way she plays and at her height, she is 5'9". She's not the shortest person here, but she's a bit of a defensive liability. I think her leadership is very good. What she did when she was a Cardinal, um, and what she did when she was at TCU this year was very good. I think when you try to put her in a system that she's not comfortable with, like she was with LSU the season previous to this one, she doesn't shine the best. And I think she's just one of those girls that not needs to have the system built around her, but she needs to have a bigger um, role to be good. And I don't think I think she could be a passable WNBA player, but I don't think she's gonna get anywhere near the way she was in college. Um, and again, another small player in the backcourt with Kelsey Plum, a team sort of trying to be competitive. I don't think they can wait on somebody like a Haley Van Lith to improve. Um, so there's that. And I believe that's it. Again, I was very high on this draft. Some things changed up. I'm not as high as I once was, but I think this is going to be an okay draft. I don't think it's going to be the worst. I think in comparison to last year's and the years that are coming, I think it's going to be looked at one of the worst drafts, one of the least interesting drafts, but maybe one of the most role player filled, perhaps. But yeah, last bit of housekeeping: the WNBA season starts on May 17th. I made a video about that already. I'm gonna put the whole playlist of my WNBA and college stuff in the top right corner. Click it if you want to check out my opinions on some WNBA stuff, some women's college stuff. Just click it. Pick whatever video you want to watch. Be cool. Help the channel a lot. Um, the season does start on May 17th. Again, Las Vegas versus New York at 1 p.m. And then you have the Chicago Sky in Indiana to play Clayton Clark and the Fever at 3 p.m. And then we are off to the races from there. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Um, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.